Today, we're going to push the level of our Flux One image generations even higher by creating a custom personalized LoRA for it. A LoRA is an addition to the database of images that it's already trained on, so we can add our own custom images to that. And we can also describe how we want to interpret those images. So a lot of people I've seen use it for characters. So if you have like a specific character in mind, or you want to add your own face to a bunch of images, you could do that. The other thing people use it for is style. So if you have a very particular style, maybe you want to do a style that's a cross between, I don't know, ink painting and Japanese anime. What I want to use it for, though, is a concept. And a concept is something that maybe the original data set doesn't understand. So no matter how hard you prompt for it, it will never give it to you because it doesn't know what that is. So let's get right into it. My idea is to create a LoRA that will give us a disintegration effect. So no matter how hard I try, even if I prompt disintegrating into a Flux image, I even added a bunch of things to help describe the disintegration, but inevitably we're not going to get that. Let's see what we actually do get. All right, so there we go. If you were to see this image, either one of them, you wouldn't think, oh yeah, that's a disintegration. And this is pretty much how it always is. Like, even if I give you 100 different generations, I always get something like this. Maybe it doesn't even have these embers. It looks like a normal person. So let's see how we can actually add that into our image generation. First thing we want to do is collect our images that we want to use to describe this effect. Here I have a bunch of images that I've created in other AIs that kind of have more of the look that I'm going for. They all have this, maybe this scorching, flamey effect and smaller particles that kind of sell the actual disintegration look. So we're going to use these to train our LoRA. So I'm going to train this on Civit just for simplicity's sake. You can train it locally. I have trained SDXL LoRAs locally using ComfyUI, which is a standalone plugin. It does have a branch for Flux right here, but it's still in experimental mode and it's a little bit hard to install. So I couldn't figure out how to install it, but I know people are using it. I've also used the Invoke training for SDXL, which can train LoRAs too. They actually have a very similar interface to the ComfyUI. I don't think Invoke has Flux capabilities yet, so it doesn't really work in this case. So I'm just going to use Civit. Civit, they have a service that can create it. You have to use your buzz, which is kind of like their currency, but it's not that bad. And I rather just not have to deal with all the installation at this point. So we're just going to use them. And the way that you do it is you go to this Create tab, you go right to Train a LoRA. That brings you to this page. And then you choose which LoRA you want to create. I'm not creating a character or a style, but I am creating a concept. So let's go with that. And I'm going to call it MHFX Disintegrate. So we're going to drop our data set here. This is my folder. It has about 30 images. Let's zip it up. I'm going to drop it right in here. So it's all automatically going to notice that I have 0 captioned. So we have to add the captions manually. And this is kind of the most labor-intensive part of creating a LoRA. How you describe it and how you want to word what we're seeing here. There are some workflows that you can use AI to generate these captions, but I'm going to write my own. So I'm going to go through each of these. The thing that you kind of have to be aware about is what word you want to use very frequently, and if you want to use a specific phrase or word that might not be in the original data set. So sometimes people use very unique things. Like if I put MHFX disintegrate in each of these, that's kind of becomes its trigger word. And if I use this phrase in the prompt, it'll definitely use this. I've seen people, put numbers or a special kind of disintegrate. Maybe it's like disintegrate with a 3 at the end instead of E, so it could be like this. And you know that whenever you use this phrase, you're utilizing your LoRA images as part of the thing that builds your image generation. In my case, I don't think I need a very specific word. I think I could just use disintegrate, because this effect didn't come up at all in the regular Flux vocabulary, or it just never worked in Flux. So I think me just using disintegrate will be enough. And then I'm going to go in and describe the rest of the photo so that it can isolate based on its already trained data set what part is the disintegration and what part is not. So in this case, this is like a hyper-realistic style, and this is kind of like a demon, I guess it's a female demon, screaming with a pink disintegration, kneeling on the floor. She has claws and horns. I'm going to call this a pink disintegrate because I don't want all the disintegrates to look pink. Just this one happens to be a pink one. And I think that's good enough for this caption. And then we're going to go through each one of these and kind of do the same thing. Oh, also, it's important to note where you put the comma is kind of important too. So it might use the commas to kind of randomly shuffle the word so it gets more accuracy in its prompt. Kind of just break it up in a way that it makes sense with phrases that all go together. So as I finish writing all of these captions, I hit this plus button, and it will break up the caption into, based on where I put the commas, and each of these is the blocks that it's going to use to shuffle in the description. Okay, so these are my last 3 images. I'm just going to add these captions, and let's go to next. All of my captions ended up having the word disintegrating and disintegration in it. Okay, so at the next button, we get to this review and submit section, where we're just going to choose Flux. What these sample prompts are is, as it's training, it's going to break it into several epochs, which is like iterations. And each iteration, it will test these prompts so that you can compare each of the epochs. So you can kind of determine which one is best. In this case, I left it blank just to see what would happen. And I found out later that it just gives you a random prompt. So it's best to fill it out 3 different styles that you can use to determine which of your epochs is working the best. And I'm going to just use all the default values right here. Okay, so this is the maximum resolution. I guess we can leave that at 1024. And then, so this is our estimated time is about 45 minutes. Cost me 2,000 buzz. I only have 160, but let's hit this. So I just need the $5 one. And I'll pay now. All right, now I'm going to submit. It says it's going to run me 2,000 buzz. That's fine. And we will let this finish. And we'll come back. Okay, so this just finished. Got the ready. Let's check it out. Click on it. Like during the training, there was an option to put in a prompt for one of the 3 images. I left it blank, and I'm trying to see if any of them kind of match what I wanted. This one is so far the closest. We're gonna have to test. I'm gonna download all of them, and I'll test them manually. Okay, so it looks like these go in your ComfyUI models LORAs folder. So this is the regular LORAs path. And I'm going to create another folder in there called Flux. I'm going to put my newly trained LORAs in there. All right. So instead of the load Flux LoRa, which is the XLabs node, we need the regular load LoRa for these. Let's try it out. This one, unlike the Black Labs Flux LoRa, you have to put your clip input here. So I'm just going to load this here. Connect the clip. and then connect the model straight into the sampler. And then we'll choose my test epoch. Let's try 5. Alright, let's give it a shot. Okay, interesting. It gave me some like flaking on epoch 5. I'm gonna try a different epoch. Maybe let's try epoch 4. Okay, cool. I got some what looks like a disintegration on epoch 4. So far, I think that's working the best. But let's try epoch 3. Okay, here is epoch 3. I got some of this like charred ash, but not much of that like flaking breaking, which we started to see in epoch 4. I'm gonna test epoch 2 just to do our due diligence. Yeah, so epoch 2 was weird. I don't know what that is. I might need a new seed. But let's check epoch 1. Okay, at least epoch 1 gave me this nice charred interactive level. It does look like it's disintegrating. So epoch 1 and epoch 4 seem to be the front runners right now. Let's set up a comparison. I want to compare epochs 1 and 4 and no LoRA. Alright, so here are the 3 different ones. This is no LoRA. I guess I did get a flame, but didn't really get this. The disintegration effect is this, right? So you can clearly see that the LoRA is definitely affecting it. 4 has kind of these particles that are breaking away, which I actually did want from the original images, but it's looking a little clunky. So I'm going to run it on a different image just to see, but we can see that the LoRA is working. But other than that, all of these have the same seed, the same steps, same everything. The only difference is this one is no LoRA, this is epoch 1, and this is epoch 2. Let's run it on a different image and see what we get. Alright, so I changed the prompt a little bit just to get a different subject. And let's see what we got here. This is no LoRA, epoch 1, epoch 4. Looks like epoch 4 is kind of off. I don't really know what's going on with this, but epoch 1 and no LoRA are comparable. Even with burning on the prompt, you can see this effect is way nicer with the LoRA on epoch 1. Let's do one more. Okay, so here's what we got. No LoRA. You do get the burning. It actually has a little bit of this effect on the arm, but epoch 1 is definitely more of this disintegration effect, which is kind of what we want, half the body to be kind of on this lit fire turning into particles, which is great. Epoch 4 is way off again. So let's go with epoch 1. I'm going to do one more, but instead of running epoch 4, I'm going to run epoch 1, and I want to stack the LoRAs. So what I mean by that is we have the original load LoRA, which is on epoch 4. I'm going to switch that to epoch 1, but I'm also going to add the old FLUX LoRA, and let's stack them. So this is going to go into here, and let's see what we get. I'm going to try let's leave it at anime, see what happens. And I'm going to switch the prompt, and we'll come back with one more comparison. Okay, so this is the latest prompt. Here's the results. Looking pretty cool. So you can clearly see with no LoRA, you don't get any of the burning disintegration effect on the body, that's a nice direct comparison. This is really interesting though, because this is the stacked LoRA. So it's got epoch 1 plus anime. If you see my video on the FLUX LoRAs, the official Black Labs ones, anime kind of just adds more detail with the keyword anime, which is exactly what it's doing here. So this is more of a flat anime style, and then this is a more detailed one, and I have this disintegration effect. So the LoRA is working. I'm happy with it for now, but I will say that what makes them really powerful, this is version 1 of the LoRA, but Version 2 would be to take these images, like combining them with other LoRAs to really fine tune the look. Maybe you get it more on the face, maybe you get more of this breaking up effect. And that would be the database of images that you use for your version 2. So version 1 is okay. I think I'm going to leave it for now. I think it's good where it is. But if I wanted to take it to the next level, I would do a version 2, generate brand new images just like this, take the best of those, and use that to make my version 2 LoRA. But let's leave that for now. Back in my CivitAI account, I'm now on the publish a model. I'm going to select, so it kind of had all, I'm going to choose Epoch 1, which I felt was working the best. Let's hit publish. So I'm just going to fill out a little bit about the model, and I'll give it a nice description. Yeah, I'll hit publish. All right, there we go, and it's published. So you guys can download it for free. Just download, put it in the standard models LoRA, and try it out, or create your own. And happy creating. And don't forget to subscribe for all the latest and greatest image gen techniques. And I will see you in the next one.